Hi, I'm Johan van der Hoven, and I would like to introduce the new management board of Schaltbau Holding to you. Together with us are the CEO Jürgen and CFO Mr. Steffen Munz. Gentlemen, can you please explain the recent change in segmentation towards rail and DC applications?
Yeah, we are still a company of 4 distinct businesses with Pinch and with Bode in the railway sector, but also with SBRS and Schaltbau GmbH in, we call it the blue sector. And therefore, we are still the same company as before. But Steffen, what did we change?
Yeah, there is the basic reason for the change is the different dynamics in our business, basically. So we have what we call a modestly growing core business. That's the rail business or the red business on the one hand, and on the other hand, that's the upcoming, faster growing DC power business, which is going into new fields such as new energy, new industry, and e-mobility.
So we are still the expert of safety and reliability, but for 2 distinct areas, for the railway sector, but also for the sector of the exciting DC applications.
As rail is still the core of Schaltbau Holding, what are the main revenue trends in the rail segment?
First of all, the rail segment is very important to us, as this is a very stable and resilient business. We see some higher growth in the area of rail infrastructure. There is a lot of modernization going on, and the interesting part is we will use modern technology like digitalization for the interlocking system in order to modernize those kind of equipment in the track side. On the other hand, as an expert for safety and reliability, we are also delivering via Bode to the rolling stock market. Entry systems are a very robust system which helps the passenger to get in and out of a train. And we also have sensors on board, making sure that everything works fluently for the long life of rolling stock equipment. This business is very stable, it's resilient. We have a great market position in West Europe, and that's the reason why we still continue with this business as a strong partner of our customers.
That's about the sound growth outlook. Which factors will drive the margin recovery in the rail segment?
So first of all, the rail business is still our core business, and in that business there is a lot of upside potential, primarily when it comes to margins and also capital returns. We're targeting mid to long term EBIT margin in the core rail business of a mid to high single digit margin, and the key driver of improving or the margin recovery is our rolling stock or Bode business. Here, the margin at the moment is around 1 to 2%, and here we're shooting a 6 to 8% EBIT margin over the mid to long term. The key drivers are really kind of implementing and executing a full potential plan, and the key actions are: number 1, relocating to best cost countries, including sourcing. Second, being more aggressive on the direct material purchasing side. Number 3, working on design to cost and also reduce your material cost position. And lastly, also to optimize the overheads and the overall cost structure. And this in combination with our rolling infrastructure business, which is generally a higher margin business that we expect to grow faster, will really bring us into that mid to high single digit margin for the red sector over the mid to long term.
Now switching to the other segment, the DC applications, what are the focus areas for growth in this segment?
First of all, the carbon footprint is a very important topic due to the climate change on Earth. And therefore, we see the need of using more renewable energy in our industries, but also for the mobility purposes. Everywhere where you use renewable energies, you need an energy storage in order to cope with the fluctuation. And the energy storages are mostly batteries, probably in the future also electrolyzers, but both are acting on the direct current principles. And everywhere where you're using DC or direct current, we feel we are the right expert for safety and security. So let's have a deeper look, for example, in the use of batteries in vehicles. You know, we're all talking about electric cars, but there are also quite a number of applications more for trucks and for special purpose vehicles. And we feel ourselves are the expert in separating the batteries from the rest of the vehicles in many use cases. And from that standpoint, we are already changing a little bit our scope from just delivering the rail sector, but also now be able to deliver into car manufacturer, to truck manufacturer, or for electric buses. Another topic is the stationary use of batteries. For example, when you have a solar power panel on the roof, you need an energy storage in order to use this energy when it's necessary. So we see, for example, for our new factory in Velden, that we will use solar power to energize the entire factory together with an energy storage panel. And also here, we see our technology is in the forefront, driving safety and reliability, because DC grids can even more reliable than the current concept of AC technology. All in all, we see we are a supplier of components, but also applications. So for example, in the Schaltbau refurbishment systems, we are already in Germany a very strong supplier for depot charging equipment, for e-buses. We are now expanding this kind of technology into other applications. So you see, Schaltbau is a component supplier for DC applications, but also build up the know-how for application in a wider range of activities.
And as final question, I would like to ask, with the chosen strategic direction, what are the medium-term financial targets of Schaltbau Holding?
So the key and most important financial target is what we call to improve the financial performance of the company. What we mean by financial performance is, number one, to improve the profitability of the company, what we measure in EBIT margin. The second target is to improve the capital returns, which we measure in terms of ROCE, and also this comes with cash generation going forward. We are targeting for the group a high single-digit EBIT margin over the long term. This is the most important KPI, and this goes along. We're also targeting a ROCE in the mid-teens. So this together is our most important targets. Together with this, we're also playing in very attractive markets that are growing, both in the rail, but also in the new industries. Therefore, we also are going to grow the top line, but this will be a profitable growth. So we're shooting for a revenue target of 750 to 800 million by 2026, and between 600 and 650 million by 2023. This is our financial target, and this goes along with our 4 strategic directions.
Thank you very much, Jürgen Brandes and Steffen Munz.
Thank you.
Thank you.